Yes, Your Honor. Mr. McClain is stuck in traffic. He should be here momentarily, though. But
Okay, we'll do Mr. Dotis's cases first as best we can. All right, there's a lot of moving parts today, but we've got this. Good morning, everyone. This is the State All-Purpose Calendar. I'm Judge Melanie Williams. This particular proceeding is being broadcast over the internet as a live stream. It's also being recorded. That means any member of the public can log on and watch this proceeding today. All defendants, good morning. You have an absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say regarding the facts of your case can and will be used against you. You also have the right to an attorney here at this proceeding today. When I ask if you understand your rights, that's what I'm referring to. I believe we've covered all bases. We've sworn in our interpreter, and we can begin, I believe, with position 8. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, she's 8 and 9. Danielle Borwell.
Now, let's hope that this is Mr. Dotis's client. Is it?
it sure is, Your Honor.
Okay, we're on a roll. Good morning, Ms. Burwell. Your cases are 22 CR 008488J. And the second case, I believe, is an FTA. Let's see what the announcement is from your attorney. What is the announcement?
This is going to be a negotiated plea, Your Honor.
All right. And whose case is this for the state?
It's mine, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Stafford. Will you put the recommendation onto the record?
Yes, Your Honor. 12 months to serve, 80 days, credit for time served, 40 days, balance suspended, stay away from 1916 Piedmont Road. And that's for position 8 and position 9 Nalbras.
What is 1916 Piedmont Road? It's not the hospital, is it?
Let me double check, Your Honor.
Excuse me.
No, Your Honor, it's not a hospital.
Do you know what it is? Is it a home?
It is a business. Is from what I've just looked up real quick. It's a spa, but it's not the hospital.
Okay. All right, Mr. Dotis, was that your understanding of the offer? Do you stipulate the factual basis, ID, and venue?
Yes, Your Honor. We do so stipulate to the 3 elements for the purpose of this plea.
All right. Ms. Burnwell, please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today for the limited purposes of taking a plea will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
They will.
Did you say yes?
I did.
Thank you. I just need you to speak very loudly so I can make sure you're taking this plea because you want to, okay? I just want to make sure you want to take a plea. All right. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
I am not.
Are you satisfied with your attorney's representation today?
I was.
Did anyone force you? I'm sorry?
I am.
Okay, thank you. Did anyone force you to take a plea?
No one forced me to take a plea.
Did anyone promise you anything in exchange for taking one?
There were no promises granted.
Thank you. And you understand by taking the plea, you're giving up your right to prove, to make the state prove this charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt? You're giving up your right to a court date, essentially. Do you understand that?
Yes, I am.
And you understand that you're giving up your right to prove any defenses you may have had that may have resulted in the dismissal of this charge?
Yes, I am.
And you understand you cannot go back to that location on Piedmont Road, but otherwise the time you've served in the Fulton County Jail should close your case. You
I
understand
would
that?
like to ask a question.
And I'm not.
I would like to ask one question.
All right, but
and it's not very intricate.
okay.
I actually was not on. I was just walking by.
Okay.
I'm wondering
We can
if
mute ACDC. I'm happy to speak with her on the. With Ms.
I think
Burnwell.
so. If you have questions, Ms. Burnwell, I'm not the best person to ask. Your attorney is the best person to explain something to you.
okay.
So if you like, would you like to give him a call to have him explain that to you?
Okay.
It seems like you would. Let's let Ms. Burnwell speak to Mr. Dotis, please. And unfortunately, I believe that will slow our progress this morning, but let's let
But
that
not
happen.
as much as you think. The question is actually super
Hey,
simple.
listen. You're gonna talk to your attorney. I'm gonna call him for you, okay?
Okay.
Just have a seat over there. Let me get the next person. Come on.
Position number 42 on 3 South.
Wait, I'm like.
Okay, we may not be able to take that position. Is that your case, Mr. Dotis?
Your Honor, I believe that is Attorney McLean's case. He's coming in the door now. He might need a second to get set up, though.
Okay, we can't quite take, let's let Mr. Dotis give Ms. Burnwell a call.
Your Honor, can we go ahead and finish up the other two? And then I can call,
Yes, that's fine.
Ms. Glover. Next, we have a seat over
Oh, we're
there.
doing position number 42. We're doing position number 42.
We're gonna have to wait 1 second. Mr. McLean is not here yet. He's coming in, so we're gonna go to the ACDC.
Next we have is position 13 and 14.
Your Honor, I need to also speak with Ms. Glover on the phone.
Yeah.
There's new information that I want to make sure I go forward with her.
Okay, we have position 25. Can we go ahead and knock this one out?
25 is negotiated, yes.
All right, we'll do 25 and then we'll let Mr. Dotis make the call, then we'll go to 3 South.
Have a seat.
All right, is this Tamara Kirkwood? Are you Ms. Kirkwood? All right, Ms. Kirkwood, your case is 23 CR 004039J. You're charged with theft by taking and giving false information. You understand your rights?
I do.
Okay, thank you. And this is a negotiated plea?
Yes, Your Honor. And we
All
do
right.
stipulate to the 3 elements for the purpose of this plea.
Thank you. Mr. Walker, if you put the recommendation onto the record.
Yes,
please.
Your Honor. The offer is 12 months to serve, 32 days, credit for time served 16 days, balance probated with the conditions of an anti-theft course, no further contact with the victim, Rakeem Daniels, and I would request that the court sounds for the victim and to stay away from the incident location. That address is 54 Peachtree Street. That is the Comfort Suites Inn.
Okay, and it was Joaquin Daniels?
Rakeem Daniels.
All right, is Mr. Daniels or is it perhaps it's Miss Daniels present? All right, Mr. Daniels, are you present on this Zoom conference and wish to be addressed the court at this time? All right, hearing none, we'll move forward with taking the plea. Ms. Kirkwood, please raise your right hand so I can place you under oath just for the purpose of taking the plea. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and under the penalty of perjury?
I do.
All right. Are you under the, you can put your hand down, thank you. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
No.
Are you satisfied with your attorney's representation?
Yep.
Did anyone force you to take a plea?
Nope.
Did anyone promise you anything in exchange for taking the plea?
Nope.
And you understand the requirements that you can't have any contact with Mr. Daniels. You'll need to stay away from that location on Peachtree Street. You're going to take an anti-theft course, but otherwise you should not have any additional time to serve at the Fulton County Jail for this charge. You understand that?
I do.
And you
Yep.
understand you're giving up your right to any further court dates where you may have been able to prove any defenses, Ms. Kirkwood, you understand that?
Yep. I do.
And you understand that taking a guilty plea may affect other aspects of your life that I might not be able to anticipate, like your employment or immigration or probation or anything like that. You understand all of that?
Yep. I do.
Okay. As to the charges I previously listed, Ms. Kirkwood, how do you plead?
What you said, guilty. Is that right? No, what you said. I agree.
Do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Oh, yeah, guilty.
All right. I accept your guilty plea at this time. Mr. Walker, Mr. Dotis, anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Nothing
All
further.
right. All right. That concludes your case, Ms. Kirkwood. Best of luck to you. All right.
All right, have a good day.
All right. Take care.
No problem.
Your Honor, may I give Attorney Dotis the phone number to call?
Yes. Is Mr. McLean there so we can do 3 South?
He might be knocking on the door.
Okay, so we can't do 3 South. So let's let Mr. Dotis give ACDC a call.
404-865-8122.
Thank you. Calling shortly.
All right, will someone also let me know at courtroom 2 when Mr. McLean arrives? In the meantime, who do I have at 3 South? I can at least tell him his rights, because I know he didn't hear those.
This is position number 42, Robertson.
Okay, Mr. Robinson, your attorney is not present yet, I don't believe, so we're gonna hold on your case, but I'm gonna inform you of your rights. You have an absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You also have the right to an attorney today. This particular proceeding is being broadcast over the internet. It's also being recorded. That means any member of the public can log on and watch. Do you understand your rights today and how I'm conducting the hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Oh, Mr. McLean is here. Mr. McLean, are you ready to go forward on position 42? If you're speaking, Mr. McLean, you're muted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes, it's simply an arraignment. He's not guilty, and we've asked the court to allow us to waive the reading of the accusation and just tell him about court dates and maximum punishment.
All right. What is going to happen today is at this time, Mr. Robinson, your case is going to be reset for trial in case 23 CR 003167C. You've been formally charged with criminal trespass and willful obstruction, which has been accused by the Solicitor General. I know that you have a question. The best thing for you to do is to speak to your attorney regarding any questions. All right, what would you like to, what's your concern, Mr. Robinson?
I was trying to see if I do take the what they're saying.
Okay, wait, stop. I think he needs to speak to you, Mr. McLean. Mr. McLean, can 3 South be putting a, oh, Mr. McLean doesn't have a device of his own, does he?
He can call, we can have him call me on extension 2.
I don't have a phone.
Yeah, this is always a challenge. There's no phone at 3 South.
I'll run, Your Honor, I think it'd be simplest if I just ran it to 3 South.
Okay, let's do that.
Between now and the end of the court, we'll find a time slot where I'll run up there, take about 10 minutes.
Okay, but I won't be on 3 South the entire time because I gotta go field floor and work my way back down. So I'm not gonna wait on you to come up here.
We'll stay in touch.
Okay.
Okay, so let me, it sounds like you may want to take a plea. Can you use Mr. Dotis's laptop really quickly so that we can?
I'll check in a minute, Your Honor. Mr. Dotis is on the phone right now. I'm sure it wouldn't be a problem, but I'm going to double check.
Okay, so we'll hold on.
He just wanted to know if he would plead guilty, would he get his bond returned back to him? He posted a bond earlier.
I'm gonna request it this day.
Bonds returned.
Mr. McLean will have to talk to him about that. We can't talk about that.
Yeah, that only happens on a cash bond.
All right, Judge, can we move to position 19, the private attorney?
Is the private attorney on the line? What's his name?
Is it Daniel Howard?
Yes.
Okay, I'm here.
Okay, let's try that position for a moment. Where is Mr. Howard? He's at courtroom 2?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Howard, your case is 20 CR 004403E. In this case, you're charged with battery, substantial physical harm. Do you understand your rights today?
Yes, Mom.
All right, Mrs. Tevis, what is your announcement for this case?
Judge, I had announced ready for trial because he had another case with a hold on him, or he didn't have a bond. It looks like he has a signature bond now. So I would still be ready for trial. I think he has the credit based on what the state's offer is, but I will, now that it looks like he has a bond on his new charges, I'll ask Mr. Howard if he wants to take the state's offer or if you still want to go to trial.
Okay. Mr. Howard, do you wish to take a plea today or do you wish to go forward to trial? Just answer that very limited question.
I don't know. No.
He's unclear. Would you like to speak to him?
If we can have a brief breakout, I don't know if they have that ability.
They don't have a breakout room. You have to give the courtroom 2 a call.
Okay. Can I get that number, Judge?
Can I have that number at courtroom 2?
Hold on, Judge.
All right. Soon as, I think the phone is occupied, so. Mr. McLean, very quickly, going back to 3 South, in light of your client's question about the bond, are we still waiving arraignment and pleading not guilty? Oh, he can't hear me. He's off to something else.
She's talking.
All right, gonna be 404-612-2391.
And is Mr. Doty still on the phone?
Here's Mr. Dotis, he's just off.
All right, so Mr. Tevis, will you please give your client a call? Mr. McLean, in light of your client's question, are we still waiving arraignment, you believe, and pleading not guilty?
I think that sounds like he's gonna change his mind, Your Honor.
Okay, so,
Judge, can somebody post the number in the chat and I'll call Mr. Howard? Oh, thank you.
okay, if someone, Ms. Lewis, would you mind? I missed the number. Can we have the number again at courtroom 2?
612-2391.
Thank you so much. All right, so I guess we're holding on 3 South until Mr. McLean can get there. I understand you may not be there later. I don't know how we're gonna make that work.
Can I do
But-
position 12, Mr. Doty's client then?
Yeah,
Your Honor, if I could just say, one announcement for positions 13 and 14, Ms. Glover, while she's in front of us.
sure. Mhm.
I'm not sure who the ASG is, but I did want to say the offer did not include the correct amount of credit for time served. She has a total of 159 days, so we would ask for an updated offer because the offer has, I think, posted as soon as she has a lot more time to do conditions offered on probation.
Ms. Stafford, can you take a look at that? Otherwise,
Yes, Your Honor, I'm looking now.
otherwise, is that case gonna be a negotiated plea, Mr. Doty?
I believe it'll be a negotiated plea. We would just ask for anger management instead of the FVIP program so that she has enough time to do that probation.
So that would be no, it's not a negotiated plea.
I would just,
Pretty much, that's what it sounds like.
I just leave it up to Ms. Stafford because like I said, we're off by about 100 days on the credit. You know, she gets all the credit she's done. But I'm happy to keep talking with Ms. Stafford once I have a break.
All right, so what is the announcement, Ms. Stafford? So it's a non-negotiated plea, so it sounds like the state is requesting FVIP. In the meantime, Ms. Glover, we didn't address you. Your case is 20 CR 005119Y. You're charged with battery, family violence, battery, and simple battery. Do you understand your rights?
Yes.
Okay.
Excuse me, Judge. She's been in jail for 92 days on the FTA, and her previous booking, she was in jail for 59 days on the charge. Just letting you know.
Okay. So for the position 13, she's only been booked in 59 days.
She's been on 59 days for the underlying charge that had the FTA on. That was back in September of 27 of 2022. And then she got picked on the FTA and she's been in jail on the FTA for 92 days.
Okay.
So the state's offer would be 12 months to serve 151 days, credit for time served 151 days, balance probated with the same conditions.
Okay. And Mr. Dotis, your request is that instead of the FVIP, she be allowed to take 6 weeks of anger management?
Your Honor, we would request 12 weeks of anger management. I'll also note that she was also booked on this charge on October 15th for 8 days in custody and released on October 22nd, 2020. So our total is 159 days. But she indicated that she wanted to go ahead and resolve this case today.
Okay. So essentially that we're all agreeing that she's gonna do a time served situation. It's just about the question. My reading of the statute is that I'm sorry, what charge is she actually gonna be pleading to? Is she pleading to all three? Is something gonna merge? What is the actual offer?
I was under the impression that everything would merge under battery family violence, but I did not have a time to confirm with Ms. Stafford.
Is that correct, Ms. Stafford?
That's fine, Your Honor.
Okay. And if you're asking me to do something different than the state, I'll need to hear a brief summation of what happened. I believe FVIP, though, if you're pleading to battery family violence, is a statutory requirement unless let me look. I was reading this last night.
That's my understanding as well.
That's what, and anger management, and I'm sorry, having difficulty speaking today. Anger management is permitted, but essentially it has to be the same length as FVIP is my reading of the statute. So I don't think it would be of any, I think we're with the FVIP here, Mr. Dotis. But if you would like to point me to something different, that's my understanding of the statutory requirements.
Understood, Your Honor. Ms. Glover did indicate that she does want to resolve this case today. I did just want to point out that, she will be in a time crunch with the FVIP program based on her credit, but she understands what's required of her, and I do have contact information. So I spoke with Ms. Glover. She indicated she did want to resolve this either way with a negotiated plea. I'll ask Ms. Glover if that's still her wish.
Ms. Glover, do you still wish?
Yes, it is.
All right, and for clarity's sake, Ms. Stafford, will you put the entire offer onto the record one more time?
And Shauna, give me 1 second. So 12 months to serve, 151 days, credit for time served, 151 days, balance probated, FIV, no further contact with Takiria Adams, stay away from 2171 Tiger Flowers Drive, Northwest.
2171 Tiger Flowers.
Yes.
And the victim again?
Takiria Adams, Tykerria.
Okay. And the state does not agree that she served 159 days? You say that
it's 159, Your Honor. My apologies.
All right, 150. All right, with all of that clarified, Mr. Dotis, do you stipulate the factual basis, ID, and venue?
Yes, Your Honor, for the purpose of this plea.
All right. Ms. Glover, please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today for the purpose of taking the plea will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and under the penalty of perjury?
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
No.
Are you satisfied with your attorney's representation?
Yes.
Did anyone promise you anything in exchange for taking a plea today?
No, ma'am.
Did anyone force you to take a plea?
No.
You understand you're not going to have any other court dates and you're giving up your right to have the state prove these charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes.
And you understand the requirements that you cannot have any contact with Ms. Adams. You need to stay away from the address on Tiger Flowers. I think it's Tiger Flowers Drive. And you're also going to complete a family violence intervention program. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
All right. As to the charge of battery family violence, Ms. Glover, how do you plead?
Guilty.
I accept your guilty plea. Is there anything further, Mr. Dotis or Ms. Stafford?
Your Honor, given the extensive amount of time Ms. Glover has been in custody, additionally, she does have another matter that's going to continue holding her. I would request Ms. Glover to have her probation fees waived so that she can land on her feet and meet her financial obligations with the FVIP program, as well as switch to non-reporting status upon completion of all conditions.
I'll allow her to go non-reporting when completed, and I'll waive 3 months of fees.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything else?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
All right. Let's go back to you, Ms. Glover.
Thank you. Can we finish up?
Position number 12, please out.
Hold on one.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm sorry. 1 second, then we'll go back to ACDC. Mr. Tevin, did you speak to your client?
Yes, I did, Judge. We'd like to be moved to the trial calendar, please.
All right, are you waiving formal arraignment?
Yes, we've already had arraignment. He's been through this cycle a few times. It's a 2020 case.
I can
So,
understand. Okay, so he'll be reset further notice to a division judge for trial. All right,
we don't have the date today, correct, Judge?
we do not,
Okay.
but I'll
right.
enter a scheduling order and you'll get another notice.
Thank you so much.
All right, take care. Does that conclude your
Take
business today?
It does. Thank you. I gotta head to
All right.
Douglas now. Thank you.
All right, have a good day. All
You
right,
too.
bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, who do we have at South Annex?
Position 8 and 9, Ms. Burrell.
Okay, we were taking Ms. Burrell's plea. You spoke to her, Mr. Dotis, and does she wish to go forward?
Yes, Your Honor, she just had she needed some clarification on an issue or on a condition, but she's clear on everything and we'd like to continue the plea.
All right, I believe, Ms. Burrell, are you back?
I'm here.
All right, we asked you the majority of your questions, and I think you indicated that you understood the requirements.
I understand the requirement.
All right. And you understand you're not gonna have any other court dates about this charge?
I do understand.
All right, as to the charge of criminal trespass, Ms. Burwell, how do you plead?
Guilty.
I accept your guilty plea. Is there anything further?
There is nothing further.
Not from you, Ms. Burrell, from your attorney or from the state?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Nothing further, Ms. Burwell, just as a reminder, make sure you grab one of those resource sheets I told you about, okay?
All right. All right, best of luck to you, Ms. Burwell, okay? We don't want to see you back. We don't want to see you back here. Take care.
Have a wonderful one.
All right, so we did that. So now we're going back to freestyle position.
Yes, ma'am. This is Mr. Doty's client.
And this is,
All right.
I believe,
Go ahead,
this-
Mr. Doty.
sorry, Your Honor, I didn't speak over you. This is position 12. I believe it'll be a negotiated plea.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Foreman, your case is 23CR004036A. You're charged with giving false information to a law enforcement officer. You have an absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say regarding the facts of your case can and will be used against you. You also have the right to an attorney today. You understand your right?
Yes.
Ms. Stafford, will you put the offer onto the record, please?
Yes, Your Honor. This offers time served for the 15 days.
Okay. He served 15 days on this charge, to be sure.
Yes, Your Honor, I confirmed it.
Okay. All right, and Mr. Dotis, do you stipulate the factual basis, ID, and venue?
Yes, Your Honor, for the purpose of this plea.
All right. Mr. Foreman, I'm going to place you under oath. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. You can put your hand down. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
No, or anytime.
All right. Are you satisfied with your attorney's representation?
Yes.
Did anyone force you to take a plea?
No.
Did anyone promise you anything in exchange for taking a plea?
No.
And you understand that taking a guilty plea, you'll have no further court dates regarding this charge.
Yes.
And you're giving up your right to have the state prove these charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yes.
And you further understand, there's no requirements. The time that you served in the Fulton County Jail should close your case. You understand that?
Yes.
All right, as to the charge of giving false information, how do you plead?
I'm guilty.
I accept your guilty plea. Is there anything further from the state or defense?
Nothing from state.
All right, hearing none. Best of luck to you, Mr. Foreman. That concludes your case. Thank you.
All right, 20, 26 and 27.
Your Honor, may I interject?
All right, yes.
Okay, on number 42, which we were talking about, the location of 3 South and whatnot, given the bond situation on the felony case, there would be no harm in putting this off to 2 days from now, and I'll just speak to him tomorrow.
Okay. So you're asking to reset instead of the waive arraignment?
Correct. Just reset to Thursday, and I'll speak to him tomorrow and answer any questions that he still has.
Well, since he's not going anywhere, Miss Lewis can you
Is
tell
it
me?
possible we can reset it to Tuesday?
That's what I was gonna say. How full is the calendar for next Tuesday?
It's available, to go forward on that day.
Okay, so we're
We have
gonna,
enough room.
all right, we're gonna reset position 43, I'm sorry, 42 to as state all purpose on the 18th.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, the same request on 43, same reason. The felony will hold anyway, so Tuesday would be fine on that.
All right, and have you spoken to your client? Is that individual going to be brought today?
That's an ACDC. That's
Okay. So we'll
I have spoken to her in the past, and I'll speak to her again tomorrow.
okay, we'll reset position 43 as well.
Thank you.
All right, and now we're going to position 25 and 26 and 27. Noel Langevine, is that correct? All right, your cases, let's see, the second one is an FTA, but your case is 23 CR 00811H. You're charged with DUI, failure to obey control signs, and improper or erratic lane change. You understand your rights today? All right. And the announcement is that this is a negotiated plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Walker, will you put the state's offer into the record?
Yes, Your Honor. And just to verify, we're on position 26.
Yes, 20.
Okay, the offer is 12 months to serve, 72 days, credit for time served, 36 days. Balance probated with the conditions of a $600 fine, 40 hours of community service, a risk reduction course, an alcohol and drug evaluation with any necessary treatment, and 1 victim impact course.
Was that your understanding of the offer, Mr. Dotis, and do you stipulate the factual basis, ID, and venue?
Yes, Your Honor, we do so stipulate to the 3 elements for the purpose of this plea. We would also request, my client does not currently have stable employment, so we would request a break on probation fees to have a few months waived so that he can get back on his feet. He knows what's required of him. We'd also ask that this probation switch to non-reporting status upon completion of all conditions.
Okay.
Excuse me, Judge, for clarification, Mr. Walker, is this please toward the DUI?
All charges.
So he gonna pay $600 fine on all charges?
Well, he's gonna pay the fine towards. So he's pleading to all charges. The conditions can go to the DUI.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Langevine, please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and under the penalty of perjury? Is that a yes?
Yes. She's speaking to the mic.
All right, thank you. You put your hand down. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
No.
Are you satisfied with your attorney's representation?
Yes.
Did anyone force you to take a plea?
No.
Did anyone promise you anything in exchange for taking a plea?
No.
And you understand by taking the plea, you'll have no further court dates regarding these charges? And you're giving up your right to have the state prove these charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt. And you understand further that taking a guilty plea may affect other aspects of your life.
Yes.
All right, and you understand these requirements. You have to pay a $600 fine, complete 40 hours of community service, attend a victim impact panel, undergo alcohol, drug evaluation and treatment, and also attend a risk reduction course. There's quite a few requirements. Do you understand them all?
Yeah.
All right. As to the charge of DUI, failure to obey signs, and improper or erratic lane change, Mr. Langevine, how do you plead?
Yes.
I accept your guilty plea. I will waive 2 months of fees to help him get started. Is there anything further?
We just ask it if it could go non-reporting upon.
And
completion.
yes, he can go non-reporting once he's completed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck to you, sir.
Good luck, sir.
All right, next case, position 15.
Okay. All right. All right, Mr. Goodlow, your case is 23 CR 004002J. You're charged with simple battery family violence. Do you understand your rights?
Well,
And the announcement I have for this is it's a negotiated plea. Is that still correct?
yes, Your Honor, this is still a negotiated plea.
All right, thank you. Ms. Stafford, if you would put the offer into the record.
Yes, Your Honor. State's offers 12 months probation, FVIP, 40 hours community service, no further contact with Tanya Burnett. Stay away from 1947 Grange Drive Southeast.
Okay, I'm sorry. I did not catch that address. Can you give it to me one more time?
1947 Grange Drive Southeast.
Okay. So 12 months probation, no further contact with Tanya Burnett. Is Ms. Burnett on this Zoom conference and wishes to make a statement? All right. All right, hearing none. All right, Mr. Dotis, was that your understanding of the offer?
Yes, Your Honor, my client, Mr. Goodlow, does have 18 days of credit, so I did also include that on the plea statement to make sure he's getting credit for that. But he's clear on what's required of him, and we do stipulate to the factual basis, venue, and ID for the purpose of this plea.
So it should be that he's gonna serve, he'll get credit for the 18 days as part of the offer. Okay. All right, Mr. Goodlow, please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge under the penalty of perjury?
I do.
All right, you can put your hand down. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time that would affect your ability to understand this proceeding this morning?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with your attorney's representation?
I am.
Did anyone promise you anything in exchange for taking a plea?
No, ma'am.
Did anyone force you to take a plea?
No, ma'am.
And by taking the plea, you understand you're giving up your right to have the state prove these charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt.
I understand.
And you further understand that taking a plea may result in other aspects of your life being affected, such as employment, immigration, probation, anything like that?
I understand.
All right, and you understand the requirements that you are going to be on probation and you're not going to have any contact with Ms. Burnett and you're going to stay away from that address, but you should not have any additional time to serve at the Fulton County Jail. You understand that?
I do.
As to the charge of simple battery family violence, Mr. Goodlow, how do you plead?
Guilty.
I accept your guilty plea at this time. Is there anything further?
Your Honor, we would request that this court could waive a few months of Mr. Goodlow's probation fee so that he can get back on his feet. He tells me that he believes he has a job at Genesis Academy as a janitor, but I haven't been able to confirm that. We'd also ask for probation to switch to non-reporting upon completion of the FDIP course.
Okay. All right, I will waive 3 months of fees. And it can go non-reporting once completed.
Thank you.
All right, is there anything further?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck to you. All right, who do we have next?
Got position 30, 3-0.
Okay. All right, are you Trevlin Metters?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right, good morning, Ms. Metters. Your case is 23 CR 004006F. In this case, you're charged with simple battery family violence. Do you understand your rights? Is that a yes? You understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. And what is the announcement, Mr. McLean?
That's a negotiated plea, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Mr. Walker, will you put the offer into the record?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's recommendation is 12 months to serve, 36 days, credit for time served, 18 days, balance probated with the conditions of a FBIP course, no further contact with the victim whose name is Jeremy Knight, and to stay away from the incident location, 2135 Godby Road. We will also ask that the court sound for Mr. Jeremy Knight.
All right. Is Mr. Knight present, wishes to make a statement? All right, hearing none. I'm sorry, Mr. McLean, do you stipulate the factual basis, ID, and venue?
We do.
And was that your understanding of the offer?
Yes, it is.
All right, Mr. Metters, please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and under the penalty of perjury?
Yes.
You can put your hand down. Thank you. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time? Are you satisfied with your attorney's representation?
Yes.
Did anyone force you to take a plea?
No.
Did anyone promise you anything?
No.
And you understand you're not going to have any further court dates regarding this charge if you take a plea?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're giving up your right to have the state prove this charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand that taking a plea may affect other aspects of your life, such as employment or immigration or things that we may not be able to anticipate?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and you understand you cannot have any contact with Mr. Knight. You're gonna stay away from the address on Godby Road. You're gonna take a family violence course, but you should not have additional time to serve at the Fulton County Jail for this charge. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, as to the charge of simple battery, family violence, how do you plead?
Yes.
I accept your guilty plea. Is there anything further at this time?
Nothing, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck to you, Mr. Metters. That concludes your case.
All right, next case, position 31.
Okay. All right, Mr. Moore, your case is 3 CR 004011Y. Do you understand your rights?
Yes.
You're charged with obstruction and pedestrian in a roadway in this case, to make you aware. The announcement I have that this is also a negotiated plea, is that still correct?
That's correct.
All right. All right, Mr. Walker, if you put the offer into the record.
Yes, Your Honor. The state's offer is time served, 18 days, balance suspended, no conditions.
Okay. Was that your understanding, Mr. McLean?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
And do you stipulate the factual basis, ID, and venue?
We do so stipulate.
All right. Mr. Moore, please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and under the penalty of perjury?
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
No.
Are you satisfied with your attorney's representation?
Yes.
Did anyone promise you anything in exchange for taking the plea?
No.
Did anyone force you to take a plea?
No.
And you understand that taking a guilty plea may affect other aspects of your life, such as employment or things we might not be able to anticipate.
Yes.
And you further understand that you are giving up your right to have the state prove this charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes.
All right, as to the charge of obstruction and pedestrian in a roadway, Mr. Moore, how do you plead?
Guilty.
I accept your guilty plea. You should not, this charge will no longer be holding you in the Fulton County Jail, okay?
Okay.
All right, best of luck to you. Anything further, Mr. Walker or Mr. McLean?
No, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck to you, sir.
Position 37, next.
Okay.
Road.
Mr. Roden, your case is 23 CR 004031D. In this case, you're charged with criminal trespass. You understand your rights?
Your Honor, I believe position 37 is a.
This is a plea.
Okay, my apologies.
Right.
Oh, it does say counter offer. All right, so it is a plea today?
Yes, the state and I have communicated and agreed, and if you'd sit up forward, and when you say yes and no and the other terms, speak clearly into this microphone.
All right, and Mr. Roden, you understand your rights?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Walker, can I have the offer, please?
Yes, Your Honor, just 1 second. I'm trying to get the address. Okay. The state's offer is 12 months to serve, 30 days, credit for time served, 15 days, balance suspended, with the conditions of a stay away from the Lucky Street grocery store located at 388 Lucky Street, and a stay away from the victim. His first name is spelled Mussie. Last name is spelled Tesfamichael.
That's for Michael. Okay. All right, is Mr. Test for Michael on this Zoom conference? All right, I had a friend with that last name. It's the only reason I know it. All right, let's proceed. Mr. McLean, was that your understanding of the offer? And do you so
Yes,
stipulate
sir.
factual basis, ID, and venue?
Yes, Your Honor, it is our understanding of the offer, and we do so stipulate.
Wonderful. All right. Mr. Roden, please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm that the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and under the penalty of perjury?
Yep.
All right, you can put your hand down. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
No.
Are you satisfied with your attorney's representation?
Yes.
Did anyone force you to take a plea today?
No.
Did anyone promise you anything in exchange?
No.
And you understand you will have no further court dates regarding this particular plea, regarding these charges if you take a plea today?
No matter anyway.
I'm sorry, speak louder, what?
It doesn't matter either way.
I'm not sure that's a yes or a no. Do you, yes, no?
Yes.
Okay, we need to, the reason we ask you all these questions is this has to be a voluntary process. It may be frustrating, but if I get any indication that you don't want to take a plea today, I won't take this plea and we'll set it for trial, okay? So I have to know that you want to do this, okay?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, I'm just making sure. And you understand you can't go back to the Lucky Street location?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and you also understand you can't have any contact with Mr. Test for Michael.
Okay.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. And you understand that taking a plea could affect your life in other ways. I just want to make sure you understood that part.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. All right. As to the charge of criminal trespass, Mr. Roden, how do you plead?
Guilty.
I accept your guilty plea at this time, okay? Don't go back to that location. I believe that concludes your case. Anything further?
Nothing, Your Honor.
All right. Best of luck to you, sir.
Position number 36, Mr. Queeby.
Okay. All right, Mr. Queeb, what is the announcement? Who is Mr. Queeby's attorney? Is it you, Mr. McLean?
I believe so, yeah.
I think so. It says counter offer.
Yeah, we did arrive to a negotiated plea.
Okay. All right, thank you. So this, I'm confirming with you, Mr. McLean, this is a negotiated plea for position number 36, Mr. Queeby?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Queeby is, what, for Nora?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Queeby, I did not get a chance to communicate with him before court. The counter, Mr. Queeby, the counter offer that you proposed was accepted by the state. So this will be not 11 extra day matter, but it will simply be probation starting.
Okay.
And that you will get the evaluation we spoke of. So the counteroffer is, my understanding, one that you agree with because it's the counteroffer you wanted me to make, correct?
So I'm not sure because you're not speaking anything specifically.
Okay, okay, Mr. Queeby needs to speak to Mr. McLean.
That's
Mr.
correct.
Can you use your laptop? Is that possible?
Oh, yes, Your Honor, my laptop is available, I believe.
Thank you. So can we put Mr. Queeby in a breakout with Mr. Dodis's laptop when it comes online?
And Your Honor, before I lose my message in the chat, I believe Milton over at ACDC is asking if the conflict attorney will be on for position 3841.
Who is the conflict attorney? Is it Ms. Watson Cafe?
I think for those positions is Terrell Dark, I believe.
Yeah, correct. I don't know if it's still.
Not on this
That's his list.
conference. Okay.
Can Mr. McLean call ACDC for me, please, to speak to his client, Ms. Shackelford,
Sure.
position 43.
He will as soon as he finishes the break.
The number is 865.
Got a breakout room too, Mike. What position?
We need to do the breakout first, very quickly, and
We'll
then
do the
you,
breakout first.
and then do ACDC.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Watson Cafe.
All right, who's next to you, Mr. Dodis?
This is position 1 and 2. I believe this is Miss Watson Cafe's client.
Okay. Ms. Watson Cafe, I see you. Are you ready to go forward on your position?
No, I need an opportunity to speak with him. I was trying to, I need an opportunity to speak with him, Your Honor.
Okay, is the phone available at courtroom 2?
Yes, it is.
Okay, can you give the courtroom 2 a call, Ms. Watson Cafe?
Yes, I'll do that now. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. I believe the number's in the chat.
It is. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so we're on hold for positions 1 and 2. Is there another position we can take that belongs to Mr. Dodis?
Position 3 through 6, Mr. Anderson.
Okay. All right, it says hold for announcement. Do we have and I'd like to try to do that interpreter case sooner than later if we can.
Your Honor, I might have to take those ladies back and then bring him.
Okay, understood. I knew that there was some challenge.
So you want me to do that or wait till I get the ladies finished?
We'll wait so that you don't have to go back and forth.
Thank you.
Thank you, Milton. All right. Let's see. All right, so are we on a hold? Can we do position 3?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Anderson is positions 3 through, I believe, 6. They should be negotiated after further discussion with the state.
Okay, 5 and 6 are FTAs. Mr. Anderson, your cases are 22 CR 003193Y, in which you're charged with simple battery, family violence. 22 CR 003194Y, excuse me, in which you're charged with battery, family violence, and I believe 5 and 6 are failures to appear. Do you understand your rights today?
Your Honor.
All right, and the announcement is that these are negotiated now?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Stafford, will you put the offer onto the record?
Yes, Your Honor. State's offer for position 3 is 12 months probation credit for time served, 18 days, FVIP, 40 hours community service, no further contact with the victim, Nicole Turner, and stay away from 75 13th Street Northeast. For position 4, state's offer is 12 months to serve, 36 days, credit for time served, 18 days, balance probated, FVIP, no further contact with the victim, Nicole Turner, stay away from 75 13th Street Southeast.
Okay. I just want to clarify, he served 18 days on both charges?
From after talking to Mr. Dodis, I recalculated, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I just want to make sure he's not going to have any additional time to serve, correct?
That's my understanding, Your Honor. I did verify that before my laptop was commandeered, but I do believe that that is correct.
Okay, I just want to make sure because what I don't want is to receive notice later that they're requiring him to serve additional time because he was
I
not.
just want to make that clear too, Judge, that the jail is on the same basis because it is 3 days on the other charge I know he's in there for the FTAs for both of these cases, but it was 3 days that he served on the
Position
um,
4.6.
position number 3. But if you're including the FTA in there, I don't know how the jails calculate that now. If they go with it, that's fine, because if not, they're gonna give me a phone call and let me know the person's gonna be spending more time in jail.
I've
The
been-
jail
Like, I know.
accounts for the FTA days as well.
They
Okay,
do?
That's
Okay,
my
Okay.
understanding. That, I appreciate y'all double checking that, Ms. Lewis, if that's my understanding of that he should.
Okay.
But
we
that's-
just want to make sure, because those panic emails come out late at night.
I-
All right, Mr. Anderson, please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the testimony that you give today would be the truth to the best of your knowledge and under the penalty of perjury?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
I am not.
Did anyone force you to take a plea?
No, ma'am.
Did anyone promise you anything in exchange for taking the plea? I'm sorry. And by taking the plea, you understand that you're giving up your right to have the state prove these charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt.
I do, Your Honor.
And you're satisfied with your attorney's representation?
Yes, ma'am, very much so.
And you understand that taking the plea could affect other aspects of your life, such as employment, immigration, or other aspects that we can't anticipate.
Yes, I hope not too much, but yes, ma'am.
All right. And you understand the requirements that you can't have any contact with the victim. You're going to stay away from the address on 13th Street. You have a family violence course to complete, but you should not have additional time to serve at the Fulton County Jail. You understand that, Mr. Anderson?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right. As to the charges that I previously listed in both of your cases, how do you plead, Mr. Anderson?
Guilty, Your Honor.
All right. I accept your guilty plea. Anything further, Mr. Dotis or Ms. Stafford?
Your Honor, we would request Mr. Anderson switch to non-reporting status upon completion of the FVIP program. We would also request if this court could waive a few months of his probation fees to help him land on his feet. I've spoken with family, and I believe he has a job that his brother has lined up for him as a cook at FGR Restaurants. I haven't confirmed that, but we do want to make sure that he can meet all of his financial obligations.
All right. Let's see. Yes, I will waive 3 months of fees and he can go non-reporting once he's completed the requirements.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Best of luck to you, Mr. Anderson. That concludes your
Thank
case.
you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, Your Honor, we have position 16 and 17, Mr. Graham.
Okay, I see Mr. Quavy is back. Let's hold on one moment. 16 and 17 will do next. Mr. McLean, are you back?
I believe he's walking back to the courtroom, Your Honor.
Okay. Hold one moment for me, please, everyone.
That's a plea.
All right, I'm back. Mr. McLean, your announcement on Mr. Quavy's case.
Marcus Quevy on position 36 is a negotiated plea.
All right. All right, Mr. Quavy, I don't know if you heard your rights. You have an absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You also have the right to an attorney today. I'm conducting this proceeding over the internet as a live stream. It's also being recorded. You understand your rights? All right. Mr. Walker, will you put the offer onto the record for me?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's recommendation is 12 months to serve, 38 days, credit for time served, 19 days, balance probated with the conditions of a stay away from all MARTA and a behavioral health evaluation with any necessary treatment, and no contact with the victim, Juan Perez.
All right, is Mr. Perez on the Zoom conference and wishes to be heard? All right, was that your understanding, Mr. McLean, and do you stipulate the factual basis, ID, and venue?
It is our understanding. We do so stipulate. We would also ask the court to consider making that non-reporting after the evaluation comes in. He is confident that the evaluation will not recommend more treatment. Of course, if the evaluation does recommend more treatment, he will have to be on probation to follow through on that.
Okay, if it's no longer, if he completes the requirements and no further treatment is required, he can go non-reporting. All right. Mr. Clavey, please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today for the purpose of taking that plea will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
I do.
All right, you can put your hand down. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
No, I am not.
Are you satisfied with your attorney's representation?
Yes.
Did anyone force you to take a plea?
No, they did not.
Did anyone promise you anything?
No, they did not.
And you understand by taking the plea today, you're giving up your right to any further court date regarding this charge?
Yes, and there's no other further penalty or days in jail?
I'm getting to that part. But you understand you're not gonna have any other court dates?
Yes, I do.
You understand the requirements. Essentially, you're gonna undergo an evaluation. You're gonna stay away from MARTA, have no contact with Mr. Perez, but additionally, you should not have any additional time to serve at the Fort Lee County Jail on this charge. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
All right, as to the charge of battery in a public transit station, how do you plead, Mr. Clavey?
Guilty.
I accept your guilty plea. We've discussed the non-reporting. Is there anything further, Mr. McLean or Mr. Walker?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, best of luck to you, Mr. Clavey. That concludes your case. All right, I'm sorry, what position were we announcing?
Position number 18, Mr. Hempstead.
All right, Mr. Hedspeth, your case is 23 CR 004007E. You're charged with making terroristic threats. You have an absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You also have the right to an attorney. I'm conducting this hearing over the internet. That means any member of the public can log on and watch. Do you understand your rights?
Yes.
All right. I see that this is going to be a bond hearing today. Is that still correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has this case been previously arraigned, or do you intend to enter a waiver of arraignment?
Your Honor, I'm going to file a waiver of arraignment and we'll be pleading not guilty today.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. All right. What is the current bond, Ms. Stafford, and will you give me a recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor. The current bond is $1,000 surety bond. This incident happened June 25th at 4120 Fulton Industrial Boulevard Southwest. The defendant threatened the victim, Philip Bolden, and stated he was going to beat her A-word, and stated that he had something for her friend while shaking a gun in his pants pocket. Due to the fact that this incident did involve a gun, and the defendant has, from our calculation, 16 cycles, with starting as early as 1996, our office is currently asking for that $1,000 surety bond to remain in place.
All right. What can you give me the cycles? Do you know what they are?
We have a disorderly conduct in 2002, forgery in 2009. Those are both convictions. Arrest for abandonment of certain drugs in 2003, false name to law enforcement in 2010, driving without a license in 2011, and several probation violations.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Dotis?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Hedspeth is 45 years old and he has been in custody for the past 17 days on a $1,000 surety bond that he has been unable to afford. According to the state, I didn't hear any convictions or arrests in the past 10 years. I have a good phone number for Mr. Hedspeth. He is a lifelong resident of the state of Georgia. He's currently residentially challenged, but he inquired about information on Gateway, and I did provide him with information on Gateway, as well as a list of alternative resources to help him land on his feet. He does have a sister that lives in the area, Miss Sharon Hedspeth. Her contact information is in Mr. Hedspeth's phone, which is in property, so he could not remember the number. But he does have family ties and support. He plans to do Gateway. Because he can't afford the $1,000 surety bond, we are requesting a signature bond. Regarding the facts, Mr. Hedspeth does maintain his innocence. No one saw a gun or anything like that, so he's adamant that no gun was involved in this incident, and we would just be requesting that signature bond, and he is clear of any and all requirements that may be asked of him.
I'm sorry, I just noticed something. Miss Lewis, can you check this for me? I see that there was an entry of this of a private attorney in this case. Is that correct or no?
I think so. Hold on, the position.
So it may be that we can't address this anyway. Has anyone made contact?
Yeah,
with him?
Rose Woodburn.
Your Honor,
He's part of their PD office.
Okay, okay, just making sure. All right. Is there and your client doesn't wish to entertain an offer at this time?
Your
Mr.
Honor, if the state wants to tell us our offer, but it's not an offer that Mr. Hedspeth can take at this point.
Okay,
Your Honor, the state's offer was 12 months to serve 365 days.
okay, understood. All right, bond will remain as set at this time. I am gonna reset this case to next Thursday's state all purpose in the hopes that we can get closer to some plea resolution here. All right. Is there anything further?
Nothing from defense, Your Honor.
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
All right,
My apologies. Is it next Tuesday or next Thursday?
I'm gonna make it next Thursday.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank
That will
you.
be the 20th.
Yes, to give you all some time to try to come closer to some resolution of that matter, if possible. All right, who do we have next?
Position 1 and 2.
Is Ms. Watson Cafe ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Aaron, you have two cases, 21 CR 003106G, in which you're charged with battery family violence. And the second case, 21 CR 003107G, you're also charged with battery family violence. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Watson Cafe, what is your announcement?
We are going to plead not guilty in both cases, waive the reading, and ask to be set on a jury trial calendar.
All right. Are you waiving formal arraignment or are you just waiving the reading of the charge?
Both, Your Honor. Formal arraignment.
Okay. Will you be entering a waiver of arraignment today?
I think I did this a while ago, to be honest.
You probably did.
So to the extent, I will double check, Your Honor, but to the extent that I have not, I will do so today.
All right, thank you. And you do not wish to be heard on bond at this time?
We can be heard on bond. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so what's gonna happen, Mr. Aaron, is your case is gonna be reset to a trial calendar. Your attorney's gonna enter some documents that allow us to do that. What is the current bond?
Excuse me, Judge, Miss Loxley Cafe, you have already did a waiver on both of his cases back in 2021.
Thank you.
Your Honor, he's currently being held on a total of $6,000 bond. However, it is not for either of these positions. It is for a battery charge that occurred in May. These positions happened in 2020 and 2021.
Okay. So
That's
these cases
correct,
are
Judge.
not holding him in.
No,
Okay.
these are not holding him in jail at all. No.
All right, so there's nothing more we can do with these. All right, so Ms. Aaron, you and your attorney will continue to talk about this, and your case will be reset for a further date, okay? All right, that concludes your hearing this morning, all right?
Position number 20, D'Angelo Jones.
Ms. Ms. Watson Cafe, does that conclude your business?
I was about to ask, I didn't want to interrupt, if I can be excused.
Yes,
Can
you
I
may.
say something, Attorney Cafe Waxe, excuse me, on his other two cases, you may want to get with Attorney Marie McLeod, because she's representing him on the other two cases that are assigned to Judge Mather. And those cases are the ones he's being held in jail on as we set for trial for the notice with Judge Mather. So all four of his cases are assigned to Judge Mather, and you got two of them, and Ms. McLeod got the other two. So I'm just letting you know.
I'll reach out. I have.
All right.
I'm sorry. This is position 26. I'm sorry, what position is this?
Position number 20.
20, thank you. All right, good afternoon. I'm sorry, still good morning. Good morning, Mr. Jones.
Good morning, how you doing?
I'm well. Your case is 21 CR 003632G. You're charged with simple assault, family violence. Do you understand? Oh, you have not heard your rights. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You also have the right to an attorney today. This proceeding is being broadcast over the internet as a live stream. It's also being recorded. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. And the announcement I have is that this is a negotiated plea, is that correct?
Your Honor, this is going to be a not guilty plea and a waiver of arraignment and a request to be heard on bond.
Okay, I'm sorry, I looked at the wrong number. So Mr. Jonas will enter that formal waiver of arraignment. You have a question, Mr. Jones?
Yes, ma'am. Your Honor,
Jones, I would advise everybody.
Right, I don't want you to say anything that will incriminate you. If you have a question for your attorney, you should.
you know, I really, I'm not, I ain't worried about incriminating myself, Your Honor, because I don't have anything to hide or nothing, But I'm just saying,
you may not think you do, but I don't want you to.
Okay.
Would you like to speak to your attorney first?
No, it ain't nothing serious. It's just that this case had been ongoing since like 2019, and I was handling it from the street, but I had ended up in the hospital.
Mr. Jones? Okay.
Yeah, no, don't say anything. I understand. Let's address your bond on this today. What is the current bond?
The current bond is $1,000 surety bond.
Okay. All right. And the state's position regarding that?
Yeah, Shauna, this incident happened September 19, 2019 at 3908 Shinfield Drive South in South Fulton. When officers arrived to that location, they met the victim, Mr. Patrick Thomas, and the defendant, who both advised that they had been in a verbal altercation. The victim stated that the defendant is his nephew, but there had been an ongoing dispute between the two. He advised that he arrived home, and the defendant approached him in the driveway and verbally threatened him. He also stated that the defendant stated that he would shoot him in the face. Officers then spoke to the defendant's sister, who stated that there was a verbal altercation between the two parties. The defendant has a total of 5 cycles, 2 convictions for aggravated assault, 1 in 2009, 1 in 2011, an arrest for simple battery family violence in 2007, carrying a concealed weapon and carrying without a license in 2007. And due to the fact that this incident did involve some sense of violence and threats towards the victim, Your Honor, our office is currently asking that $1,000 surety bond remain in place.
Okay. All right. And Mr. Dotis?
Your Honor, Mr. Jones is 37 years old. He is being held on a $1,000 surety bond. That bond has held him for 71 days, and he has been unable to pay that $1,000 surety bond or contact anyone that can help him. So we are requesting a signature bond. Regarding his history, he did serve time on his charges. He did his time on those. He understands that he is a lifelong resident of the state of Georgia and the city of Atlanta. I have a good address for him that he can stay at. That is not the incident location. I also have, he has significant ties to the community. I have numbers for his family, including a brother and a separate uncle that's not the complaining witness. He did graduate from Westlake High School. He's currently working as a writer on a podcast, which he plans to continue doing upon release. Just to add to the facts, Mr. Jones's sister was at the location. She did advise that there was a verbal altercation, but the report then states that the sister advised there were no threats made and no gun was involved in this incident. So, Your Honor, we are disputing the facts. We are maintaining his innocence. As stated, he's been in custody for 71 days. We are requesting a signature bond.
All right, I will convert this surety bond to $1,000 signature bond with the same conditions through the jail. What were the conditions? No contact with his uncle and stay away from that location, Ms. Stafford?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so it'll be $1,000 signature bond through the jail with the same conditions. Is there anything further?
Nothing further, Your Honor. I'll submit that as soon as I leave the courtroom.
All right, thank you. Best of luck to you, Mr. Jones. Who do we have next?
ACDC, Your Honor. I spoke to Attorney Dark, and he is in another courtroom, on another court right now, but I was able to send him the information that he needs. So he will be getting back in touch. And can we go ahead and do Ms. Shackelford so I can take them back and bring position 44 and 45?
Okay.
Thank you.
And Ms. Shackelford has heard her rights. Oh, Ms. Shackelford is going to be reset to next week's. Ms. Shackelford, your attorney will be coming to see you. Your case is going to be reset to next week's state all-purpose calendar, and your attorney will speak with you by then, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Position 47, Stevens.
All right. Good morning, Mrs. Stevens. Your case is 22 CR 008578H. In this case, you're charged with criminal trespass. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can will be used against you. You also have the right to an attorney today. Do you understand your rights? And I'm conducting this proceeding over the internet. That means any member of the public can watch this. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Your Honor, he was a to be announced person. I'm going to convey the offer of time served to him shortly, and he will get his position in.
So do you need to speak to him?
I do need to speak to him.
All right, can you use the laptop again and we put you in a breakout? There's no phone again.
There's no phone again? Okay, that's fine.
All right, so Mr. McLean is gonna go into a breakout. Is there another position we can take while he does that?
Okay.
Yes, position 16 and 17. Mr. Graham.
And Your Honor, if I could go on mute for 1 second, Mr. Graham indicated he had a question.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. This will be a negotiated plea and we're prepared to go forward.
Okay, thank you. This is position 16 and 17. 17 is, okay, 16 will be the FTA. Mr. Graham, your cases are, one is an FTA, the other case is 21 CR 00776D, which are charged with simple battery. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And it's a negotiated plea, so Ms. Stafford, will you put the offer onto the record?
Yes, Your Honor, state's offer is 12 months to serve, 147 days, credit for 147 days, balance suspended.
Okay. And that was your understanding, Mr. Dotis, and do you stipulate the factual basis, ID, and venue?
Yes, Your Honor, that's our understanding, and we do so stipulate to the 3 elements for this plea.
All right, thank you. Mr. Graham, please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge
Yes,
and
ma'am.
under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, put your hand down. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
No, I am not.
Did anyone force you to take a plea?
No,
Did anyone promise you anything in exchange for taking a plea?
no,
And you understand by taking that plea, you're giving up your right to have these charges proved against you beyond a reasonable doubt?
yes, I do.
And you further understand that taking a guilty plea may affect other aspects of your life, such as employment or probation or anything we might not be able to anticipate?
Yes, I do.
And you understand you should not have any additional time to serve at the Fulton County Jail. I'm sorry, Ms. Stafford, what was the name of the victim again? Ms. Stafford, the victim?
Give me 1 second, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, I didn't know if you could hear me.
Shoshana Robinson.
Is Ms. Robinson present? Okay, and you can't have any contact with Ms. Robinson? You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. As to the charge of simple battery, Mr. Graham, how do you plead?
Guilty.
I accept your guilty plea. Is there anything further, Mr. Dotis or Mr. Stafford?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, Ms. Stafford. All right, best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case. All right, is there any other position we can take?
Position 48. Oh, he's, never mind.
Okay, we're gonna take a very, very brief recess. I need to grab a different pen. All right, are there any other positions we can take? All right.
This meeting is.
All right, who do we have at 4 North?
Position 47, Stevens. Okay, now we got fuel fires coming up.
All right, Mr. McLean, are you ready?
Mr. Stevens is certainly ready, Your Honor, and after that, I'd be glad to be in a breakout with the Laotian interpreter and Mr. Sikov.
Okay. Is, Mr. Stevens, is that a negotiated plea?
It is.
All right, Mr. Stevens, your case is 22 CR 0085788H. In that case, you're charged with criminal trespass. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You also have the right to an attorney. This particular proceeding is being broadcast over the internet as a live stream. Do you understand your rights today?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And the announcement I have is that this is a negotiated plea.
Correct.
All right. Mr. Palan, is this your case assigned for the state?
It is, Judge.
All right. Please give me the recommendation.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that, Judge?
I'll give me the recommendation, please.
Time served 2 days.
All right. No other conditions?
No, Judge.
All right. Was that your understanding, Mr. McLean?
Yes,
And do you so stipulate the factual basis, ID, and venue?
we do.
All right. Mr. Stevens, please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and under the penalty of perjury?
I don't swear, Your Honor, due to my religion, but I promise my yes is yes.
You affirm then. Do you affirm?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
No, ma'am.
Are you
No, Your
satisfied?
Honor.
Are you satisfied with your attorney's representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did anyone force you to take a plea today?
No, Your Honor.
Did anyone promise you anything in exchange for taking a plea?
No, Your Honor.
And you understand by taking a plea, you're giving up your right to have the state prove this charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understand that taking a guilty plea may affect other aspects of your life that we might not be able to anticipate, such as employment or immigration or something of that nature?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, as to the charge of criminal trespass, Mr. Stevens, how do you plead?
Guilty.
All right, I accept your guilty plea. The time you've served at the Fulton County Jail should close out this case, okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, take care. Don't want to see you back here. All right, is there another position we can take?
Position 51, Whitehead.
That's also a negotiated plea, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Whitehead, your case is 23 CR 001732A. You're charged with simple battery family violence. You have an absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney, and I'm conducting this proceeding over the internet. That means any member of the public can watch. Do you understand all of that?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Can I have the state's recommendation, Mr. Karan?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's recommendation is 12 months to serve, 34 days. Credit for time served, 17 days. Balance probated. Family Violence Intervention Program. No further violent contact with Sanquana Whitehead.
Okay, is Ms. Sanquana Whitehead present on this Zoom conference and wishes to make a statement? All right, hearing none. Mr. McLean, do you stipulate the factual basis, ID, and venue, and was that your understanding of the offer?
We do so stipulate those elements, Your Honor, and it is our understanding of the offer. We did discuss what FVIP is, how long it takes, and what it costs.
All right, thank you. Mr. Whitehead, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and under the penalty of perjury?
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
No, ma'am.
Did anyone force you to take a guilty plea today?
No.
Did anyone promise you anything in exchange for taking a guilty plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with your attorney's representation?
Yes.
And you understand by taking a guilty plea, you're giving up the right to have the state prove this charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes.
And you further understand the requirements. You should not have any additional time to serve at the Fulton County Jail However, you cannot have any more violent contact with Ms. Whitehead, and you need to take a family violence course. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, as to the charge of simple battery family violence, how do you plead?
Guilty.
I accept your guilty plea at this time. Is there anything further?
Nothing, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck. That concludes your case, Mr. Whitehead. Best of luck to you.
All right.
All right, are there any other positions we can take?
Your Honor, I do see, oh, 4 North Ready, apologies. I do see an iPhone user and a user named Flip. I believe those might be the DBW clients. I know that's at 11 a.m., but if we are waiting for jail.
Okay.
And give me a moment. I gotta go down to 3 North to get another person. So I gotta leave this floor. So give me a moment.
Who is from the state is assigned to the DV reset calendar? User that says
I'll be
iPhone.
handling, Your Honor. What position is present?
I'm trying to figure that out. Sir, the one that says iPhone, what is your name?
Michael Singleton.
And I would
Okay.
request, Mr. McLean, I do need my laptop if you could come back into the room.
Let me get back into the room with you.
Okay, so you'll probably need to speak with Mr. Singleton.
Your Honor, my
You
apologies.
spoken with him?
I've spoken to both clients on the calendar. We should be ready to go. I do just want to make sure I have my laptop just in case I need to look anything up.
Okay, we'll wait for that. The party that's on the calendar named Flip. What is your name, sir? Miss Lois, will you send a message to Flip? Who are you?
Arkeem Seymour. I'm trying to change my name. It won't let me change it to my
Okay,
name.
we appreciate that. All right. We can try to begin the DV reset once Mr. Dotis has his.
Right, and I have my laptop. I'm ready to go. We're gonna do Mr. Singleton first. I see his video ready to go.
Okay, you ready to go, Mr. Dotis?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we'll take the cases on the DV reset calendar. The DV reset calendar are aged domestic violent cases in which defendants have failed to appear at a previous time. Mr. Singleton and Mr. Seymour, please pay attention. You have an absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say regarding the facts of your case can and will be used against you. You also have the right to an attorney at this proceeding, and Mr. Dotis is here to represent you. This proceeding is being broadcast over the internet as a live stream. It's also being recorded. That means any member of the public can log on and watch. Do you understand your rights, Mr. Singleton?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Walker, before we get into the meat of the DV reset and the outstanding warrant, I am going to ask, is there a plea offer available at this time?
Yes, Your Honor. The plea offer would be 12 months to serve, 60 days. I would have to look up to see how much time, if any time that the defendant served, but of course, he would be given credit for any days served, balance probated, with the conditions of FFIP and no further contact with the victim and a stay away.
Okay. Mr. Dotis, would you like to discuss that offer with your client this time?
Your Honor, I'm happy to go over any offers with my client and let him know his options, but I have not received discovery or gone over this case besides the bench warrant, so I would not be able to represent him if he chose to enter a plea today.
Okay.
Well,
How much time?
Go ahead.
I was going to ask how much time, are we able to see how much time he served? Is it only the 2 days? So more than likely it would be additional.
I believe so, because.
Are we talking about Mr. Singleton?
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Singleton only been in jail for the 2
So
days.
that's significant. I am gonna just ask Mr. Dotis that you just discuss any offer.
I'm happy to do that, Your Honor.
Mr. Walker, that is the absolute best offer from the state at this time.
Yes, Your Honor, based on the defendant's history and the facts.
All right. We have to ask.
Understood.
All right. I know that'll take a little bit of time. Let's at least review it. More than likely, the offer will be rejected, but we will at least discuss. Mr. Dotis, if we could put them in a
Right. Could you,
breakout, perhaps?
Mr. Walker, if you could you send me that offer in the chat before the breakout room so I make sure I'm conveying it correctly?
Yes, I will do that right now.
Thank you.
Mhm.
If you have one for Mr. Seymour as well, but
Okay.
Excuse me, Judge William, was you
Yeah.
able to print out my the DV counter that I gave you? I had put some notes on there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So on number one, you see what I made a note of?
I did.
Okay.
Mhm.
Just want clarification. Are we still doing the revocation hearing for the probationers? He's on the original counter and on the probation counter. I was just trying to clarify that because I haven't heard nobody say anything.
is this Mr. Posey?
Yes.
Mr. Posey, that is Attorney McLean. I believe that's a mental health reset. I'll let Attorney McLean address that as that is his client.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mhm.
You still here?
Mhm.
Judge, I just wanted to say hi while we have some downtime. My name is Brian Pilon. I'm a new Assistant Solicitor General.
Welcome. Good to see you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Looking forward to working with you.
Yes, ma'am. I hope to do well.
Well, you're off to a great start. All right. Ms. Lewis, did you get an answer about that probation?
No, ma'am, not yet. I just want to know because he's on the revocation counter also, so he's being held.
Miss Lewis,
Mm-hmm.
not you. How you doing?
Thomas.
Hey, you need who? Which PO you need?
We're talking about the revocation counter for today, the probation revocation counter. Mr. Poisey, apparently he's on our regular counter also, and he's on the revocation counter.
And this is today, this morning.
Yeah, this is today.
It doesn't tell you, so I can contact the office.
Oh, y'all didn't get a counter?
But I think there's
sorry?
an MH issue. So if there's an MH issue, right?
Yeah, that's what Mr. McLean indicated on his notes. So I did not know there was not a probation officer. Yeah, probation officer's on. Miss Harris is on. I see her.
So somebody is on?
Yeah, Miss Harris.
Okay,
I see her.
okay.
So I think what's gonna happen is that's gonna have to be reset pending the MH issue.
Yes. And to clarify those dates for the cases that they asked for the competency counter is going to be August the 3rd.
All right, we'll be on another brief recess. Unless Mr. McLean, do you have an announcement for any of your cases?
And Your Honor, I'm ready for Mr. Singleton if we want to do the BW calendar, or we can hold.
Okay, we can do that. But my question, what positions? We're still holding on several state all-purpose positions, right?
I think there are a few.
Yes, yes, I need some announcement on a couple of them. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. We can go ahead and do the DB. I do want to make sure that soon as ACDC comes on the line with the case that needs interpretation, that Mr. McLean is put in a breakout with them right away, so he can begin interviewing his client. All right, so we're gonna take up position 2 on the DB reset. Mr. Singleton, 20 CR 003251J. It's my assumption that Mr. Singleton has rejected that offer, Mr. Dotis.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Walker, please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, Mr. Singleton has a $2,500 surety bond. He had a court date in front of Judge Besson, which was a plea and arraignment on January 21st of 2021. He did FTA, as the court is aware, is the defendant's responsibility to attend all court dates. Excuse me, and to make sure that they update the clerk of the court with any address changes that clearly did not happen. I see that he has since updated his address over a year later, but we ask that the bench warrant remain as said.
Okay. Mr. Dotis, does your client have a reasonable explanation? I see that there's no return to sender in this case.
Yes, Your Honor. My client did change addresses. The address that is most recent that he included on the reset notification is his current address. Life was hectic and he did not correctly update his address with the court. He's clear that in the future, if his address changes again, that he does need to immediately update the court. And if he's concerned that about missing any court dates, that he needs to check in at the latest, at least once a month, to make sure that he's aware of any upcoming court dates. My client was not aware of any court dates. He tells me that he was under the impression that this case was dismissed, which is why he didn't question why he didn't have to go back to court. I was very clear with him that that is not the case, and that he does need to stay in contact with his attorneys to make sure that we're providing him with the most up-to-date information on the case. He's now clear that it will not be dismissed, and that he will that he needs to discuss with his attorneys to know any updates of his case. He became aware of this bench warrant after applying for a job at Amazon warehouse, and as soon as the background check came back with an open warrant, he immediately went to the courthouse to schedule a court date to have that addressed.
Okay. And his address is current now, Mr. Dotis?
Yes, Your Honor. His address is current. I did want to note, when I look at his address on Odyssey, the address validation was overridden on June 29th. I'm not sure why. This is, I confirmed with Mr. Singleton that this is a good address. This is where he receives his mail. So I do want to make sure that in the future that this is the address that the court is sending his mail to.
Right, and that address that you have again is what?
Your Honor, can I put it in the chat?
Yes, please. Let's
Okay.
chat it.
Put in the chat to me, please.
Ms. Lewis, will you
Okay.
check the address?
Yeah, so I could verify. Or maybe
Okay.
the reason why it was overrides because the fact is there's an apartment number associated and you have to put them in a certain way. And I'm just looking at to see who validated. And it's probably because the way that they put the apartment number in. So I just need to send it to me so I can make sure it's correctly done.
Okay, I'm not gonna require Mr. Singleton to surrender himself on the bench warrant. I'm gonna remove the bench warrant, reset his case. For the notice, I will note the state's objection. Mr. Singleton, you're getting an additional opportunity here. Make sure that you appear at all court dates from here. You understand that? I can't understand you. You're muted.
Hello.
Yes, do you understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so that you're getting a second chance to appear in court. I'm gonna remove the bench warrant at this time. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
but make sure your address stays current. You must deal with this case. It's my advice that you contact your attorney immediately and get some help to seek a resolution, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
And Miss Lewis, did you see the address I put in the chat?
Yes, I did.
Okay, perfect. It says it's being sent to Miss Champion, so I just wanted to make sure that that was sending it to you.
Yeah, I got it.
Thank you.
all right. I believe Mr. Singleton should be free to go. Is there anything further from Mr. Walker and Mr. Dotis before we release him?
No, Your Honor.
All right,
Nothing,
All right,
nothing
Mr.
from
Singleton,
defense,
free
Your
to
Honor.
go. Go ahead, Mr. Dotis. I'm sorry, it's a lag. So that
I know, Your Honor. My apologies. I think I have a bad connection in here. I just would ask if it looks like we have some of Attorney McLean's clients, if I could be placed in a breakout room with Mr. Seymour to go over his offer while we have a moment.
Okay, Mr. Singleton, you're free to go. Make sure that you appear at your next court date. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Bye-bye. Take care.
Your
Yes.
Honor, I have Mr. Bonley.
All right. He's the one that requires interpretation. Can we put Ms. Franklin into a breakout with ACDC and Mr. McLean? Oh, Mr. McLean's gonna need that laptop. Oh, there's no one at courtroom 2, is there? Mr. McLean, are you alone? We can't hear you.
You're on mute.
I am alone, Your Honor. That's true.
Okay, so can we put all 3 of them into a breakout room, please? And Mr. Dotis can go into that breakout with the other gentleman as well.
Hey, I have position number 49, Mr. Smith, Jesse Smith.
Both attorneys are unavailable. We're on a hold, they're interviewing. Is that
Okay.
Mr. Dotis's case? Mrs. Smith, in the meantime, I'll just tell you your rights. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You also have a right to an attorney. This proceeding is being broadcast over the internet as a live stream. It's also being recorded. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're gonna wait for your attorney to return. Mr. Dotis, I know you may have an announcement on the DV case, but I want to know, do you represent position 46, Mr. Smith?
Your Honor, position 46 should be Attorney McLean.
Okay, so we're still holding. Your announcement?
Yes, Your Honor. My client would politely decline the state's offer. We would just ask this court to set aside the bench warrant.
All right, Mr. Walker, are you present? The state's position. I do see one return to sender.
Yes. In this case, the defendant has a $1,000 surety bond that was given at the C counter by Judge Morrow. He did have a court date in front of Judge Morrison. I believe that was a jury trial calendar on June 20th. He FTA'd, as the court is aware, is the defendant's responsibility to update any change of address. That obviously did not happen in this situation. So he asks that the bench warrant is not set aside.
And other than the address, is there an explanation, Mr. Dotis, for the address?
Your Honor, he changed addresses, he moved, and it just slipped his mind that he needed to update the court on this matter. As soon as he learned of the error, he did report to the court and change his address. I believe it was a little after 2 weeks when he learned that he had missed a court. He did confirm that address that is on the reset notification is a good address, no apartment number. It looks like it's been validated on Odyssey. He's clear in the future that it is his responsibility to keep the court updated of his whereabouts. And he's clear on how he can contact his attorneys and the court once a month to confirm any court dates in case he's not getting his mail for any reason.
And you understand that that's now your responsibility, Mr. Seymour? Unmute yourself.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'll remove the bench warrant at this time. I'm giving you a second chance, another opportunity. I do know the state's objection. Mr. Seymour, you cannot miss any more court dates regarding this charge. It's my recommendation that you immediately contact an attorney and work with someone to get this case resolved, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, take care. Have a good day. All right. Let's see. we are still holding. We can't do position 6. So I'm gonna mute us and we will take a brief recess. Mr. McLean, you ready to proceed? You're muted.
There we go, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor, I believe this case should be reset to a competency calendar.
Is the interpreter here?
She is.
Madam Interpreter, will you please interpret for me? Let me at least explain who I am. What position is this again?
44 and 45 is the FTA.
Okay. Sorry, my calendar is interesting. All right, good morning, Mr. Sikov. Is that how I say it? Ms. Interpreter, you're muted. Will you translate for me?
I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was on mute.
Okay, how do I say his last name?
Let's say Siha Code.
Mr. Siha, I'm Judge Melanie Williams.
Yes.
And no Judge Williams, no Judge Williams.
Good.
Your case is 20 CR 001240J.
อันนี้เขาว่าเรื่องcase number, okay?
Go.
You have 2 charges on this case.
คือจะว่าเขาจะมีคดี2 อย่าง okay?
1 charge I won't list.
ตัวหนึ่งมันเจ้าเขาว่าเจ้านั่น
And the other charge is criminal trespass.
ลีตัวหนึ่งมันเจ้าไปนั่นเขาห้อง criminal trespassing คือเจ้าเขาไปล่วงล้ำบนบุคคลสิไปนะ
You have an absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
โอเคเจ้ามีสิทธิ์ที่ว่าบ่ต้องเว้าหยังก็ได้เพราะว่าคันเจ้าเว้าหยังที่บ่ถือเขาอาจจะเอาผิดเจ้าได้นะ
You have a right to an attorney and Mr. McLean is here to represent you.
เจ้ามีสิทธิ์ที่ว่าสิเอาทนายมานั่นน่ะมาซอยเจ้าหรือว่า
This proceeding is being broadcast over the internet as a live stream.
โอเคอันนี้เขาว่าเขาออกอินเทอร์เน็ตพร้อมโอเคตอนเฮาเว้ากันอยู่นี่
That means any member of the public can watch this.
หมายความว่าคนทั่วไปในสาธารณะเบิ่งเจ้าได้
Do you understand your rights and how I'm conducting the hearing today?
เจ้าเข้าใจสิทธิเจ้าอยู่บ่ที่ว่าเฮาเว้ากันมื้อนี้นี่ เข้าใจอยู่ Yes Yes I understand.
All right. Mr. McLean, please proceed.
Your Honor, my recommendation is that we reset this to a competency calendar in which they can address any mental health concerns.
Like to translate, ma'am?
อันนั้นทนายเราเว้ากันนั้นปรึกษาน้ำจัดน่ะตอนนี้คิดที่เฮาเว้ากันนั่นล่ะเขาแนะนำว่าสิแนวใดนำเจ้าน่ะ
Go.
Have you already requested an evaluation?
No, Your Honor, I will do so today.
What is the state's position regarding a reset for MH?
Your Honor, well, if the defense has concerns about competency, I don't think it would be appropriate for us to proceed without seeing if there's any basis to that, so.
Okay, I wanted to just note that. I'm sorry, let's let interpretation catch up.
อันนี้ก็เจ้าปรึกษากันเนาะว่าสิแนวใดนำเจ้าแต่ว่าทนายเฮานั่นปรึกษาเจ้าแล้วตอนนั้นเนาะ วันนี้เพิ่นสิพากันตัดสินใจปรึกษาว่าเฮ็ดหยังกัน
Go.
What competency calendars do we have available, Ms. Lewis?
It'll be August the 3rd until I get the paperwork to start the evaluation. So August the 3rd, that'll give us enough time.
Okay.
คิดว่าบางที่เดือน8วันที่ 3
Mr. Siakov, your case will be reset to a calendar on August the 3rd.
วันนี้เขาสิกลับคืนมาใหม่นะเขาสิschedule มาใหม่เดือน8วันที่ 3 August 3rd.
Your attorney will likely speak with you before then.
ทนายเจ้าสิเว้านำเจ้าก่อนมื้อนั้น okay?
Go.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. McLean, while you have the benefit of interpretation, is there anything else you need to speak with him about before we release the interpreter?
No, Your Honor, we actually discussed quite a bit. Thank you.
วันนี้เขาสิว่าแล้วเท่านั้นเนาะมื้อนั้นมันเดือน8วันที่3
เจ้าเดือนแปดวันที่สาม
All right, so Mr. Siakoff, that concludes your case at this time. Your attorney will contact you further.
คือทนายสิติดต่อหาเจ้าใหม่ก่อนมื้อนั้น
เจ้า
โอเค
เจ้า
All right, you're free to go at this time.
โอเคมื้อนี้แล้วเท่านั้นเด้อโอเคโอเค
เจ้า
You have a good day everyone.
All right, thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right, can we return to position, Mr. Smith? I believe that's Mr. McLean's client, position 46. Mr. McLean, I've already explained his rights to him. Can you give me the announcement for this case?
Your Honor, this was my fault that I did not see him yesterday because he had been in Tennessee for several resets and I thought he was still there. Turns out that he's here. So, I will convey to him the offer. This is from a 2016 case. And I understand, he'd probably like to discuss whether to proceed with a plea or whether to proceed to trial. And,
Can you, you're no longer alone in courtroom 2.
correct.
And I assume Mr. Dotis is using his computer.
I'm happy to share.
Okay, so can we put Mr. Dotis's laptop in a breakout with 5 North?
That would work.
And we'll be on hold again, unless there's another position we could take that belongs to Mr. Dotis.
Oh, Your Honor, because there is no translation problem in Mr. Smith's case, we could reset him to Thursday or Tuesday with no harm. I understand he recently has received a legal situation where it's a sentence. So freedom is not an issue this week.
Okay. Mr. Smith just disappeared, so perhaps explain that to him. I know he had some questions earlier, so if you could just briefly tell him. Thank you. Are there other positions we can take in the meantime or no?
So Judge Reed sent Mr. Smith to next Tuesday?
Well, we're gonna see. More than likely, yes. Is that the last position on state up? No.
No, we still got a couple. I have, I guess, a question on
49.
28, 29,
It's quite a few.
and 32 through 35, just to clarify on that situation. And we still have a conflict attorney, Mr. Dark, who's
coming,
currently with another judge.
But it's coming. All right, we'll be on hold. Is anybody, can Mr. Dotis take anybody? No?
I think the roaming officer is in the
Is
breakout.
roaming.
Right.
Is roaming. All right. We try where we can. We'll be on another very brief hold. Thank you. Mr. Dotis, your announcement? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. McLean, your announcement.
Your Honor, that's a negotiated plea for Mr. Jesse Jerome Smith. We also have a negotiated plea in the Turner case.
Okay,
That's announced earlier.
all right. Mr. Smith, you understand your rights. Let's just clarify that again. Can we unmute him?
Yes.
All right, please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the test? Please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Milan, will you please put the offer onto the record?
Yes, Judge, the offer is 12 months to serve 50 days, credit for time served 25 days. Balance is probated. There's a $300 fine, 40 hours community service, a risk reduction course, alcohol and drug evaluation and treatment. And victim impact panel.
I'm sorry, we lost the last part. Alcohol. drug
Yes, Your Honor, victim impact panel was the very last.
Okay, thank you.
And Judge, can I ask what this is applying to? Which DUI?
I'm sorry, can you repeat your
Which
question?
DUI that it's going to? He has
several
charges.
It'll
Yeah.
be the less safe, the alcohol less safe, and then we will dismiss the drug less safe,
And
along with the alcohol and drugs.
Are we not pressing any of these charges?
Yes, the 2 additional DUIs, so
Okay,
the alcohol and drug, and then the drug less safe.
okay.
so those two are not passed, Mr. Walker?
Yes, sure. Yes, Miss Lewis.
Okay, last question. Are there other separate conditions as it applies to the remaining charges? The basic?
No, they could just be time served.
Okay, wonderful. Was that your understanding of the offer, Mr. McLean? And do you stipulate to factual basis, ID, and venue?
On behalf of Mr. Smith, yes, we do so stipulate, and it is our understanding of the offer. Let me mention, Your Honor, that he is in custody for quite some time. And that I have seen people who are in custody able to get these classes and to, for example, watch the victim impact panel to get an evaluation for alcohol and drug use and to actually take RR. The only problem here is going to be, of course, the $300 fine. He's not going to have any ability to pay any fine, and he's not going to be able to do service. But that would fall under impossibility as a condition of probation.
Okay, so, but upon his release, he would be able to do those things, correct?
Your
How long?
Honor,
Go
I
ahead,
talked to PD McLean here. I think he advised that the gentleman is going away for 10 years. It was my suggestion we
Oh.
just do 12 months to serve and let it run concurrent with his sentence. So that was the state's modified
That
alter.
does sound like that makes more sense. Mr. McLean, your objection to that? But I mean, I don't
No.
want to speak to that, but.
Well, 12 months to serve is actually, his sentence that he's received is stated in a term that's going to be consecutive with any time that he receives here. So I don't want to add to his time that he receives in Atlanta. And it's a 30, not a 10.
So it's a 30-month sentence.
360 months.
Okay,
So I've seen people, I've had clients who were in a federal prison and did the RR, the ADET, and did the VIP.
but how likely is that? That's probably not very likely.
Oh, they do have those classes available. The classes are not a problem. It's just that.
Well, Mr. McLean, he would have to be able to report to probation.
He'd be reporting by phone or by mail.
From the jail, can you report to probation from the jail? I don't know that this is gonna, I agree that if he's gonna be in for 30 months, the terms are
Like, you know, if it's commuted to time served, if we have something commuted to time served, that would work.
Okay,
And my response to that is I believe most of these conditions are statutory. So I'm not sure if we statutorily could commute it to time served. The only alternative would be if someone was to sentence to the full 12 months.
okay, okay. All right, let me think about this. So, Mr. Walker, your proposal is that we convert this to a 12 month, to serve the full year, serve the full 12 months.
Yes, no
And
condition.
Mr. McLean, your concern with that is that it would tack additional time onto the 30 months he's already serving.
The 30 years, Your Honor.
I'm sorry.
It would make,
Wait, didn't we just say 36 months?
it would be 31 years that you have to do instead of 30.
Oh, it was, it's 30 years.
Yeah, that.
Oh, okay. Well,
That other sentence specifically.
is there no way he can serve these concurrently? It has to be a consecutive. We would have to give him more time.
Your Honor, the sentence he's received states that it will be consecutive to anything he gets here.
Okay. This is a new one for me.
It really is novel.
It is. And he will have time to, and I just don't know how likely it is, even though you say, Mr. McLean, that you've seen him do classes before in jail. I just don't know how.
We've had people in state prisons and in federal prisons get these classes. The classes are really not the problem. It's just the outside stuff, such as he doesn't have any money to pay a fine. And we can convert the additional $300 fine into 30 additional hours of community service for a total of 70. But he can't really work for a charity as a volunteer while in.
Well, the state, I mean, I don't know if this helps. We can suspend the community service, maybe suspend the fine.
That would work.
The defense is certain that he can finish these classes in
30.
federal.
How long are we suspending the fine? We're suspending it for.
The fine is what, $300, so it'll be a suspended fine of $300, and then you can also suspend the community service.
That's great. Yeah, that works.
Now the classes in
Gotta have,
federal prison, that's new to me. I can't speak.
That's what I'm saying. If Mr. McLean says he can do it.
oh, I've had people in West Virginia in a federal prison do these.
I believe you. I mean, I have no reason to not believe you. But I'm also thinking about this again. I know that the fine and the hours are statutory. However, he's gonna do it in 30 years. Is that what we're?
No. So when you suspend the fine, they don't have to pay at all. Same thing with
Okay, I understand now. I'm sorry. It's been a long morning. My brain
It has.
is not.
And
My
to
brain
further
is not.
complicate it, now that I look at the charges, the DUIs can actually merge into the DUI alcohol and drugs, if that makes sense.
Like they do.
There's a DUI alcohol and drugs. There's a DUI alcohol, then there's a DUI drug.
Okay.
DUI alcohol and the DUI drugs can merge into the DUI alcohol and drugs.
That works. I was down there about. That's not a sticking point. That works. There was a bite that
Okay. So I'm gonna suspend the community service. I'm gonna suspend the fine. We're gonna hope he can get the class in jail.
I couldn't get the bullet feet, so I know.
Judge, you need to talk to probation. Ms. Thomas is on the line.
I don't know how he can report to probation.
You can ask Ms. Thomas, has this ever happened before? She's on the line.
Ms. Thomas? Okay. I really do need some suggestions here because I don't think he can report to probation in jail. I don't think that I mean, can anyone speak to that, Ms. Harris? Okay. We need to do some research, I think. I don't think we're gonna harm ourselves resetting this. Because clearly, we're not in a position to plead. Is Ms. Harris, are you present?
I'm trying to get somebody on the line. I'm trying to contact them now.
Okay, I just need to know if he can, if it's even possible to report probation in jail. Because if he can't do that, he really can't do any of this.
Ms. Lewis, did I clarify what charges he was pleading to? I know I changed it. Did you hear that?
What was that again, Mr. Walker?
I said, did you hear what charges he's pleading to? Because I changed
Yeah,
it.
he's pleading to the DUI alcohol less safe, the DUI alcohol and drugs, and the DUI drugs less safe, all gonna merge into the DUI alcohol less safe.
They're gonna merge into the DUI alcohol and drugs, let's say.
Hold up.
I think that's the third position on the calendar. I mean, the third.
Is he taking the plea on the alcohol less safe or the alcohol and drugs?
Alcohol and drugs. And then
He
the
may
other
not be
two,
taking this at all at this
well,
point.
I mean, true.
I just want to make sure it's clear. So
No, I
True to
understand.
that, but in the event.
in the event if it is, so I just want to make sure my paper right. So he just taking the plea to the alcohol and the drugs, and then the alcohol less safe and the drug less safe are merged.
Okay, going back to my original question, why is it that his other sentence indicates it must run concurrent to this? That's what it said. Mr. McLean, you're muted.
No, Your Honor, his other sentence says that it must run consecutive.
I'm sorry, that's what I meant. So either way, he would have to serve an additional year.
Unless he did not get time here. So as long as he doesn't get time here, then he doesn't add any time to his sentence. Actual serve time. If he gets probation here or if anything's suspended or muted, then that is not harming.
Okay. Did anyone from probation respond?
Yes, ma'am, they did. I told them to get on the line.
I'm here, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Thomas, question, can you serve probation while incarcerated? Will they be able
They
to
wait.
report?
They wait till they're finished. Once they get out, they report 48 hours.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. That was our answer. Okay, that's not gonna work then. All right, we need another dynamic solution here. Mr. Walker, do you have one? Or Mr. McLean?
Yes, that we can reset into Tuesday and come back to the table with some fresh ideas.
I think so, because I don't think Mr. Smith will be harmed, but neither proposal appears to work. I don't want to give him another year, but I also know that there are statutory requirements here that he can't do, it appears, in jail. So,
And Ms. McLean,
okay.
can you get a copy of that sentence to me?
All right, so let's reset this to next Tuesday. State all purpose in the hope so we can resolve it then.
Right, his sentence in Tennessee is a public record, and I can get a copy of that.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Smith, that we're gonna all go back to the table and do some work on your case. You'll be reset. And we'll address your case next week, okay?
Okay.
All right, take care. Is there another position we can take or are we on hold?
Did we still have Mr. Turner?
We don't have him yet.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna take a very brief recess.
I do have an announcement, maybe.
Okay, you can take your announcement.
Position 29, I'm still waiting to hear back from the DA's office, but that defendant is not being held on that charge. I mean, we really can reset it further notice. They're not booked in on this charge at all.
That's
So you just
correct.
wanna
It's
go-
not hitting him. No, that's not what I'm.
So you just want to go 2 weeks out to see if you're gonna get notice?
That's
So-
fine. They're booked in on something else. And then position 39 through 41, I know we're holding for Attorney Jark, but in the event that he does not come, his client is also being held on a no bond out of Dawson County. So I just wanted to make those announcements to the court.
We'll give him a few moments and we'll be on a very, like a 5-minute hold.
Okay.
Your Honor, I don't know. Do we want to go through the calendar or?
We can,
I still need to talk to Mr. Wallace.
and I'll just make a note to the ones that we're holding on. Judge? Judge Williams?
Does that mean that it's not being updated until 6:30?
Deputy Milton, I've been trying to reach Mr. Dark. I have not got in touch with him. He's apparently still in court somewhere.
Right. So what, you're gonna reset it?
We ain't gonna have no choice but to reset it,
Okay,
hopefully to next week, because of the statement announcement that she is being held with no bond on another charge.
okay, and that will give him an opportunity to come up and speak with her.
Yeah, so I'll say next Tuesday, like the rest of them set to the 18th.
Okay, right, are you gonna text him and let him know that?
Yeah, we'll email
Okay. So July 18th, I'll let her know that it's been reset for July 18th. All right, thank you. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
All right, did we review the entire calendar?
We're getting ready to go and do it now, Judge. I was asking if that's what you would like to have done.
Okay, yes, we can go ahead.
Okay.
Bye, Judge Williams.
Bye-bye, take care.
You too.
I guess my question is with the, Mr. McLean, regarding Mr. Posey, so he's not gonna be seen at all today?
No, we don't need to see him today. I'm gonna refer him, I'll make any necessary referral filings, but I'll talk to Mr. Howard about the competency calendar.
Okay. So that means he's gonna, his cases on the revocation count is all gonna be reset then to another revocation counter. I guess the same day that he's gonna be reset for the competency counter.
Right.
So that will be
I'm gonna spend all my time.
August the 8th, I mean, August the 3rd, I'm sorry.
Your Honor, I motion that this case be declared a mistrial due to.
Everybody ready to go over the calendar?
Your Honor, I motion this case be.
Everybody ready to go on the calendar? Okay, the probation revocation counters, both cases on there are gonna be reset to August the 3rd. The DV counter, both cases were, bond forfeitures were set aside and cases are reset for the notice. The original counter, position number 1 is reset back to the original judge for a trial. It's not guilty plea, both cases, position 1 and 2, reset for trial. Position number 3 was a plea. Position number 4 was a plea. Position 5 is null pros, number 6 is null pros. Number 7, waiver or arraignment, not guilty, reset for trial, further notice. Position number 8 is a plea. Position number 9 was a null pros. Position number 10, 11 is going to be reset to the competency counter for August the 3rd. Position number 12 was a time served plea. Position number 13 was a plea. Position number 14 is a null pros. Position number 15 is a plea. Position number 16 is a null pros. Position number 17 was a plea. Position number 18 is reset for the SAP next Tuesday, July the 20th. The SAP July the 20th is on the next Thursday count, I'm sorry. And the defendant waiver arraignment, not guilty, but still reset from SAP. Position number 19, reset for trial, further notice. Position number 20 is reset further notice. The bond was amended to $1,000 SOB through the jail. Position 21 is what I'm holding on. Is unable to locate for 2 weeks. What's the status of this individual,
Your Honor.
Jeremy Jones?
Your Honor, Yeah, Mr. Jones was on, excuse me, it's very loud in this room.
It's a
Mr.
medical, hold on. Go ahead.
I've tried to locate Mr. Jones the past 2 weeks. Ms. Lewis, are you saying he's in medical now?
I don't know, somebody just came on medical. I don't know if that's him or not.
Oh,
I don't know who that's in medical.
I don't believe that's Mr. Jones. But jail staff today, it's my understanding they still are not able to locate him. Or figure out where he was moved to. I have tried to reach out to classification. I'm gonna keep reaching out. I do have concerns with his well-being because I haven't seen him. So I would ask for a reset to this Thursday's calendar to make sure that we're, doing our best to.
One question, when we said we can't find Mr. Jones, how long has it been?
Your Honor, he was on the SAP calendar for the first time last Thursday when I attempted to interview him and I was unable to do so. They usually are able to find them for court. On Thursday, they were unable to do so. I left a message and emailed classification. It was my hope that that would be resolved over the weekend. But we still have not been able to locate him.
Okay,
He's located, he's in Fort North according to the booking screen.
I've visited Fort North multiple times and they do not recognize that individual. They can't find him.
is he booked in under an incorrect name perhaps? Okay. We will reset to Thursday and continue to reset until we find him. That's upsetting at best.
So that'll be July the 13th. It'll be an add-on calendar.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, and who is at medical?
This is Turner, position 49 and 50.
You want to go on with that, Judge, and I'll pause.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Turner, you have not heard your rights, so I'm going to explain them to you. Your case, you have 2 cases. No, you just have the 1 case. No.
Yeah.
49 and 50, so he has 2. All right, but the second one is FTA. This case is 21 CR 001815J. In that case, you're charged with criminal trespass. You have an absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You also have the right to an attorney at this proceeding. This proceeding is being broadcast over the internet as a live stream. It is also being recorded. That means any member of the public can log on and watch this. Do you understand your rights?
What's the best way to go about this
Yeah.
Yes, is that a yes?
Yes, that's what it is. It's trespass.
Okay. And the announcement is that this is a negotiated plea.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Palan, if you would go ahead and give me the state's offer.
Yes, Your Honor. On position 49, it's 12 months to serve, 66 days. Credit for time served, 33 days. Balance suspended, and a stay away order from 2800 Milton Parkway. That's Alpharetta, Georgia. And the zip is 30009. Position 50 would be null prost.
All right. Was that your understanding of the offer, Mr. McLean? And do you stipulate the factual basis, ID, and venue?
It is our understanding of the offer, and we do so stipulate, Your Honor, he will stay away from, I believe that's a Whole Foods store.
Okay. All right, I'm going to ask you some questions, Mr. Turner. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and under the penalty of perjury?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you under the influence of any drugs and alcohol at this time?
No.
All right. Can you hear me? And do you fully understand how I'm conducting this hearing today?
Yep.
Are you satisfied with your attorney's representation?
Yeah.
Did anyone force you to take a plea?
I think your course of action.
Nobody forced me to take a plea, no.
Okay, did anyone promise you anything in exchange for taking one?
No, we didn't talk really. I mean, briefly we saw each other.
Wait, don't say too much to me. Do you fully understand what's happening, or you want me to speak to your attorney again?
Yeah, I pretty much know what's going on.
Do you have questions about taking the plea? You said he didn't speak with you. Do you need to ask him further before you take the plea?
We did speak, Your Honor. We discussed the case. I'll be glad to discuss it with him to any schedule and any length he would like to discuss it.
Okay. Do you wish to speak to your attorney again before we continue, Mr. Turner?
It's up to y'all. It's up to y'all.
No, it's up to you. Do you understand and wish to go forward with taking the plea, or would you like to speak to your attorney?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'll talk to him. I'll take the plea.
Which one? Take the plea or speak to your? Let's let him speak to his attorney, please. I'm sorry. Ms. Lewis, if we could, can we use Mr. Dotis' laptop again and put him in a breakout with medical?
Yeah.
Kathy can do it.
Sure.
Come on.
They told the day, like, while I was in rush, so leaving the scene.
Okay,
My mother.
so we will be on another pause. Ms. Lewis, you want to continue with the calendar?
Yes, ma'am, I can. All right, I left off of position 21, which is gonna be reset as an add-on for the SAP for this coming Thursday, which is July the 13th.
And because they did not, because the police did not.
Position 22, 23, 24 are both gonna be, all cases are gonna be reset to the competency counter for August the 3rd. Position 25 was a plea. Position 26 was a plea. Position 27 was a non-pros. Position 28. I'm holding for announcement on that one. Anybody? Mr. Dozy, is that your case? Or that's Mr.
That is going to be Attorney McLean's case. I'm not sure what the announcement is.
Okay, well, come back. Position 29 is you set for the SAP for July the 25th. Position 30 was a plea. Position 31 was a plea. Position 32, 33, 34, 35 are all reset to the competency calendar for August the 3rd. Position 36 was a plea. Position 37 was a plea. Position 38 and 39, we were holding for Attorney Dark, but he's has a conflict going on right now. So all her cases, that's 38, 39, 40, and 41, are all gonna reset to next Tuesday, July the 18th. Position 42, same announcement, reset for SAP July the 18th, along with position 43. Position 44 and 45 is going to be set to the competency counter for August the 3rd. Position 46 is going to be set for the SAP for July the 18th. Position 47 was a time served plea. Position 48 is going to, I got reset for trial, not guilty. Yeah. Is that one that Mr.
And I wish that I could, I'm sure.
Ms. Lewis, that was Attorney McLean's, but he is filing a waiver of presence and arraignment. I believe it was with the not.
Oh, so he is filing a waiver? Okay,
The threats that were made.
okay. 49 was a plea, 50 is a non-pros, and 51 was a plea. So, I'm only holding on for 2. I guess we complete the plea for, I'm sorry, for Mr. Turner. It's not totally completed yet. Position 49, we're still holding on the plea on that one. So 49 and, what's it, 48? Not 48. Take that back. 28. So that's it. Any questions? For right now? I just need another null clause if this person takes his plea today. And Mr. Walker, I think.
What position is that?
The one that we're holding on right now, Mr. Turner, if he completes his plea, his FTA would be a null clause. That if he completes his plea today, I don't know what's going on. And I'm waiting for announcement on position 28. As soon as I get those two, that will complete the calendar. Mr. Dozer, I'm trying to understand your direct message on positions 22 and 24. So
Terroristic. Yes, Mr. King and for positions 22 through 24, and then Mr. Davis, positions 10 and 11. Evals were already ordered for them recently. They were on the competency calendar previously. So I just wanted to make sure I didn't need to resend anything to delay their cases.
do you recall who you sent those to?
August 13th.
I spoke with Attorney Howard, who represented them on the competency calendar previously. He's currently out of the office,
Mhm.
so I'm not sure
Thank you so
what
much
the
for your
status
time.
of those were.
Hold on 1 second.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
All right, are we ready to move forward, Mr. Turner?
Yes.
I believe Attorney McLean might be walking over.
Hey, how you doing?
All right, Mr. McLean, your announcement.
You say something? What'd
Not
say?
you, sir. Mr.
Oh.
McLean, please unmute.
He would like to ask the court to accept his plea, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, it was a really bad echo. I could not hear what you said.
Yeah, he does wish to ask the court to accept his negotiated plea.
All right, I'm gonna try to go through the question again, the line of questioning. Mr. Turner, reminding you that you're under oath. Let's continue. Are you satisfied with your attorney's representation?
Yes, yes, I am.
And you understand the requirements. You should not have time to serve additionally at the Fulton County Jail. However, you cannot go back to the address on Milton Parkway.
Yeah.
You understand that?
Yes.
And you understand that taking a guilty plea, you're giving up your right to a trial regarding this particular charge?
I'm going to take the plea guilty for what I did.
All right. Do you understand what's happening today?
Am I being released?
No, but do you understand what's happening now?
Yes.
You do. Tell me what's happening.
You said what happened?
Tell me what are we doing right now, Mr. Turner?
You're doing the meeting, right?
Right, but what are you doing? You understand what I'm asking you? You understand that taking a plea today, a guilty plea, might affect other aspects of your life, like employment?
Yeah.
And do you understand that you're not going to have any other court dates regarding this charge?
I said I'll stay away from the door, but I work for stuff. Generally speaking, I work for them, but yeah, I hear what you're saying, and I said I'll stay away.
Okay, I have some concerns about taking this plea. I'm not sure Mr. Turner fully understands me and what I'm asking him. Mr. Turner, do you fully understand what's happening today?
Yes.
Maybe it's the noise in the back. Mr. Turner.
Yeah. I hear you. Okay, you're with me.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Turner, I want to make sure that you understand what's happening and that you understand that you're taking a guilty plea. Right now, you don't have me convinced that you understand. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, you understand. Tell me exactly what you're taking a guilty plea to what charge?
Trespass.
All right, and you understand you can't go back to that place?
Yes.
And you also understand that you are taking a plea that could affect other aspects of your life. Okay, I don't think we're going to be able to take this plea, Mr. McLean. I don't know that he understands what I'm saying.
That's fine. Let's put that onto a competency calendar, Your Honor, and
Are you going to request an evaluation?
I can put in a request for an evaluation. That'll be fine.
Okay, I hate that this is the way that's going to be resolved because it is a time served offer, but I do have some concerns here. Ms. Lewis, I understand that we normally set competency very far out. However,
the calendar that I possibly put them on is next Thursday. We try not to crowd over that calendar because
I know it's a lot on there, but I would like PD perhaps do some more diligence here just to make sure, because I'm not convinced that he's fully aware of what we're doing here today. So let's reset next Thursday, state all purpose / competency, and have
So do you want them on the competency or you want them on the SAP?
I can do that too, though.
We're not gonna have
I don't know because of his injury, maybe he's not understanding.
That's what I'm concerned about. I'm not sure that it's an MH. I think there might be another issue. So if it is just a medical issue, I prefer, let's leave him on state of purpose for now. Let's not order the eval, and let's revisit this case next Thursday in the hopes that he may be healed by then and have better understanding of what's happening.
I hear what you're saying. I'm supposed to be getting something like this. I'm supposed to be trying to stick to my plan
and
Okay.
everything.
Oh,
But I
okay, let's leave it there.
I have excellent. I'm gonna.
Mr. Somebody from the Public Defender's Office will come and visit you again, Mr. Turner, okay?
Sure. Well, do something like this.
All right.
So he's gonna be reset for next Thursday, which is July the 20th. The other case I have a question on is position 28, which is yours, Mr. McLean. What's the announcement on position 28, sir?
He has not been brought to me yet, so I'm going to convey the state's offer to him as soon as I can get hold of him.
So he's a reset
He's a reset.
next Tuesday. You think you get in touch with him by then?
Oh, yes. I mean, we could do a breakout with him today or
I don't know where he's at. Where is he? Is he present? I don't see him. Number 28.
Lawson got relocated to South Annex, so they're gonna be a reset. They put Lawson from the county jail to South Annex earlier this morning.
Okay, so let's reset till Tuesday. Is there still room?
Yeah, there's still room for SAP for July the 18th. That's fine.
Okay.
I get $280.
All right.
So.
All right, I believe that's the entire
that completes
calendar.
My announcements on the calendar. So
All right.
Judge, you can give me a call after this, Judge.
Okay, if everybody, I want to stay on with Ms. Lewis. We are now in recess until Thursday, state all-purpose calendar. All other parties are excused. Take care, everyone.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm trying to see if you're gonna be a bond or like $100. I'm not trying to be.
Ms. Lewis, will you put
Hold
everybody?
on, Miss Champion has to stop the live feed. She has not stopped it yet.